This past weekend in rugby offered plenty of spectacle both on and off the pitch, highlighting not just the athletic feats of players but also the enduring drama that unfolds on the sidelines. While most eyes were naturally drawn to the high-intensity clashes across four of the top domestic leagues, the subtler narratives, slaps, shoves, and verbal rants, arguably left just as much of an impression on fans, coaches, and analysts alike. Discipline under the microscope. Over the course of 25 matches played across Europe and the Southern Hemisphere, only 2 red cards were issued. On the surface, that might suggest a relatively disciplined weekend of rugby, especially when compared to some of the more chaotic rounds seen in previous seasons. Yet, as any seasoned observer will tell you, discipline is rarely a static concept. Push one problem down, and it tends to resurface somewhere else, often in unpredictable ways. This weekend, the flashpoints were largely around the fringes of play, where emotions run high and the pace of the game often puts players, coaches, and staff under intense pressure. One incident, in particular, drew attention for its ugliness despite not occurring in a top-flight league. Alan Paver of the Cornish Pirates was handed a red card in a match that many will remember more for the melee that preceded the dismissal than for any individual brilliance on the pitch. Unfortunately, the most critical moment of the incident wasn't fully captured on broadcast, leaving some ambiguity about the specifics. However, enough footage exists to offer a clear understanding of what went wrong. The Pirates' bench melee. According to the available footage and referee accounts, the fracas began when Jake Garside attempted to retrieve the ball quickly to restart play. Members of the Pirates' bench were seen trying to prevent Garside from getting the ball, presumably in an effort to disrupt the opposition's rhythm and buy themselves precious seconds. As the situation escalated, Garside attempted to disengage from the confrontation, only to be held back amidst the melee by none other than Paver himself. The live stream cut away at that critical moment, resuming only after the players had already intervened to calm tempers on both sides. The referee's summary of the incident was direct and unambiguous, leaving little doubt about the decision to issue a red card. While it remains a matter of debate whether the full extent of the event was captured on camera, the available evidence paints a damning picture of a lapse in sideline discipline and the dangers of bench personnel overstepping their roles. Interestingly, while the Cornish Pirates have publicly accepted responsibility and pledged to cooperate with the Rugby Football Union's investigation, they stopped short of issuing a formal apology. This reticence has sparked discussion, particularly in light of other high-profile incidents in which coaches and players have been far more contrite. It raises important questions about accountability in professional rugby and the extent to which clubs must manage not only the actions of players on the field but also the behavior of those on the sidelines. Geoff Parling, the sideline shove. If Paver's actions highlighted one extreme of sideline tension, the weekend also offered a contrasting perspective through the antics of Geoff Parling. The former Leicester Tigers player, now serving in a coaching capacity, found himself embroiled in a minor confrontation during a televised Premiership rugby clash. Parling's frustration boiled over when TNT presenter Craig Doyle, accompanied by his new sideline assistant, engaged in what Parling perceived as unnecessary interference with the ball, while Parling's reaction, a firm shove, was caught on live cameras and drew media attention. It was immediately contextualized by the circumstances. He was responding to what he viewed as unprofessional meddling, not seeking to target Doyle personally. Nevertheless, the optics of a coach physically confronting a television presenter sparked debate across social media and rugby forums, with some calling for disciplinary action and others applauding Parling for defending the integrity of the game. The episode also demonstrated the complexities of modern rugby, where the intersection of media obligations, live broadcasting, and the physical intensity of sport can create unpredictable flashpoints. Parling himself offered a measured follow-up statement, emphasizing respect for the innovation brought by media partners while noting the need for boundaries and professional conduct. The balance between allowing broadcasters to enhance fan engagement and protecting the sanctity of the game remains a delicate one. Media, pressure, and professional conduct. The Parling incident also highlighted the pressures coaches face in the modern era. In the past, sideline rants and confrontations might have gone largely unnoticed outside the stadium. Today, live broadcasting, social media, and 24/7 news coverage amplify every reaction, leaving coaches, players, and teams under constant scrutiny. Parling's measured apology, acknowledging the misstep while reaffirming his commitment to supporting innovative coverage, illustrates the tightrope that coaches must walk. Unlike players, who are primarily judged on performance and discipline on the field, coaches now face dual responsibilities: tactical execution and public perception. Any lapse, even in the heat of the moment, can be dissected and debated endlessly. This duality was starkly evident when comparing Parling's approach to that of the Cornish Pirates. While both incidents stemmed from frustration and intense competition, the Pirates' bench seemed to lack the same level of public accountability, underscoring the importance of clear policies and training for all team personnel. The lesson is clear: in professional rugby, the sidelines are as much a stage as the field itself. Lessons from Glasgow and Donncha O'Callaghan: sideline behaviour was not limited to shoves and melees. Donncha O'Callaghan's scathing critique of Glasgow Warriors' recent conduct during their URC clash with Leicester captured attention for its sheer intensity. Known for his straightforward, sometimes acerbic style, O'Callaghan didn't mince words in condemning actions he deemed unsporting. While such diatribes are common in sports analysis, the passion and emotion displayed here were notable. The coach's remarks served as a reminder that sideline conduct, commentary, and reaction can influence both team morale and public perception. The Glasgow players, in particular, are likely to benefit from reflecting on this feedback, as the URC intensifies and the stakes rise towards the semi-finals. Historically, there is precedent for such fiery reactions. Fans of English football will remember Kevin Keegan's legendary, almost tearful rant in the Premier League decades ago, which combined frustration, subjectivity, and deep emotional investment. O'Callaghan's comments, while less theatrical, echoed the same principle. High-level competition often brings raw emotion to the surface, especially when perceived unfairness or interference occurs. Sidelines as a microcosm of rugby culture. What these incidents collectively reveal is that the sidelines have become a microcosm of rugby culture itself. They are spaces where pressure, passion, and professionalism intersect. Players, coaches, and staff must balance the drive to win with the responsibilities inherent in maintaining a safe and respectful environment. In professional rugby, the impact of sideline conduct extends beyond the immediate match. It influences player development, shapes public perception, and can even affect the integrity of competitions. Governing bodies like the RFU, Premiership Rugby, and URC are increasingly aware of these dynamics, emphasizing training, rules, and consequences that apply not just to players but to all individuals involved in the game. The broader weekend context beyond the sideline drama, the weekend showcased high-quality rugby across the board. Leading teams continued to assert their dominance, with the Waratahs bouncing back impressively and the Hurricanes performing at an extremely high level. In Europe, Bristol was stunned by Harlequins, while Saints, Bath, and Leicester continued their strong campaigns. French rugby also provided its share of highlights, with Perpignan thrashing Toulon and Toulouse demonstrating top form. Meanwhile, Glasgow and the Stormers edged closer to securing home semi-finals, signaling the intensity and stakes present in every top league. Yet, even amid these performances, it was the off-field incidents that sparked discussion, proving that rugby's narrative extends far beyond tries, conversions, and tactical execution. Fans, pundits, and analysts alike are increasingly scrutinizing how behavior, emotion, and sideline management impact not just a single game but the broader culture of rugby. Conclusion: rugby is a game celebrated for its physicality, strategy, and spectacle. But as the incidents from this past weekend illustrate, it is also a sport deeply intertwined with human emotion, passion, and judgment.